Good day, ma'am. I'm Justin Julevar Galase.
I'm Layan Jimenez.
And I'm John Martin Rosano.
The title of this study, Stress and Academic Performance of BPE Students in the New Normal. And we are the Group Z3041.
So let's proceed to the introduction.
According to Mortot, Burns and Scuster 2012, students at competitive private institutions in the United States were surveyed by a panel of 128 college students and 11 high school seniors. Students who reported significant levels of persistent stress, particularly with regard to their academic performance, also reported high rates of drug and alcohol use, according to the findings. About two-thirds of Kolkata senior high school students suffered from serious cases of academic stress. Students who struggle in the classroom are more likely to drop out of college than those who score well. Several ideas for coping with academic pressure are offered here.
Researchers have yet to investigate the effects of stress and academic performance of BP students in the new normal. It only demonstrates that the current study will make a specific contribution and provide fresh information regarding in this study. With this in mind, experts have decided to look into how stress and affects students' academic performance.
This study was conducted to determine the stress and academic performance of BP students in the new normal in Tagum College, specifically in its sole aim to determine the level of the stress in terms of job stress, personality, and demographic factors. To describe the level of academic performance in terms of classroom performance, attendance rate, discipline referrals, and test results. To determine the relationship between the level of the stress and academic performance and Tagum College. In the literature review, according to D. et al. 2015, stress is anything that causes a person's mental and emotional well-being to be impacted. External stressors might be dangerous or cause problems for someone. Stress could be a combination of factors such as job stress, personality, and demographics. For this reason, students' social and emotional adjustment is considered a precursor to academic success. A person's body and mind typically react to stress in one of two ways.
Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, students have experienced an increase in stress and a decrease in their ability to learn. Stressed out students believe that they have more work to do and less engagement in school, and their relationship with the teachers as well as other people are strained because of the new normal. To better understand how the new normal affects students' ability to connect, engage, and maintain good mental health, a massive national study has been launched to do just that. A student's sleep deprivation was determined to be a major source of stress, along with the grades, workload, and time management. Additionally, there was a shortage of time to play and relax due to the stresses of education and the future finances and a tight budget. Females and students of colors in particular were under a lot of pressure and stress.
According to Carr et al. 2016, the fight or flight response, which is caused by these events, can have a wide range of effects. Stress in college is brought on a variety of factors, including a growing workload and additional responsibilities. The current state of COVID-19 is a major contributor to student anxiety. Stress is the most frequently cited barrier to academic success. Students are also struggling with the emotional impact of an online learning environment that may be unfamiliar to them. So, the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic have required substantial adjustments in terms of university teaching learning process. The aim of this study was to verify whether there were significant differences. Structural results shown that stress factors form the teaching process had a predictive value of the learning process, emotions, and academic burnout. And being a man or a woman was a factor predicting negative emotion. This perceived stress would then have an ongoing influence on their emotions, on the they engage in the learning process, and their psychological well-being.
We all know that academic of the youth will continue to play a vital role in our society's growth. Students who perform well in school are more likely to succeed in life. Time spent on social media was found to be irrelevant to academic achievement in some studies, and that's according to Karahi et al. 2015. Academic pressures and task anxiety are two of the most prominent sources of long-term stress for college students. These pressures can provoke anxiety and episodes of depression in those who are already suffering from depression or have a pre-existing predisposition to it.
According to ALS 2017, students' grades suffer when they are under stress. A study has found high levels of anxiety have been linked to a poor academic performance. There is also a link between stress and a variety of health problems, such as heart disease, stroke, hypertension, and an increased risk of infection. Many college students are reporting that the COVID-19 pandemic has negatively impacted their academic performance. So the main factors affecting grades are academic changes and mental health. Students are navigating a changing education experience with remote learning and asynchronous courses in many cases. At the same time, they are dealing with the stress from the personal effects of the pandemic.
According to Musanya 2019, stress affects all people, regardless of their age, occupation, social status, race, cultural background, and so forth. When students are under stress, their mental and physical health are suffers. Their self-confidence is damaged, and also their academic performance suffers. A recent study found that reducing stress among students is an effective way to improve grades. Stressors are anything that cause a person's mental and emotional well-being to be impacted. External pressures can be source of stress for someone who is dangerous or who is causing issues. Grit has been studied as a mediator between negative and external event and internal state such as emotional and behavior.
The independent variable of this study is stress, with the following indicators. Demographic factors from demographic communities if their members share common interests, needs, and goals, as well as a desire for mutual contact. Classroom performance can be used to improve students' performance and encourage active learning. The dependent variable is the academic performance of the students' attendance rate, the ratio of students in attendance to the total number of students enrolled. It refers to misbehavior that is too severe for a teacher to properly discipline a student.
Significance of the study. People who run schools could use the findings of this study to help students do better in school. Stress is a feeling of anxiety and worry. Despite the fact that many people are able to cope with stress, some develop physical and mental symptoms are result because of it. This study, the COVID-19 pandemic had a major effect on our lives. Many of us are facing challenges that can be stressful, overwhelming, and cause strong emotion in adults and children. During pandemic, taking care of yourself can better equip you to take care of others. During times of distancing, it is especially important to stay connected with your friends and families, helping to each others cope with stress. That phone calls or video chat can help you and your loved ones feel less lonely or isolated.
The goal of this study was to determine how much pressure a student's academic success places on them. The data was gathered through the use of the questionnaire. Using data collected in correlational research, it is determined whether or not there is a correlation between two or more quantitative variables, and that's according to Travers 2006.
The results of this research are unique to the University of Mindanao College in Tagum City, Davao del Norte. Results could not be extrapolated to other systems despite the fact that they share some characteristics. The general applicability of the findings was limited by the scope and the sample.
According to CRIRIS 2012, in order to gather information about student performance, knowledge, and skills, the study used a type of a survey. Also, researchers used a type of survey to study how factors such as job stress affect students' academic performance, using indicators such as classroom performance, attendance, and discipline preference. They were able to examine the effects of variables such as schools and works, stress, and performance of the students. We gathered information through assessing their skills and knowledge and how they perform in that particular activity that would help them in academic performance. But also, we see the situation how they struggles in life.
After the respondents completed all the questions, the researchers returned the survey questionnaire to them. The researcher tallied and analyzed all of the information from the participants after receiving approval.
Once again, we are the Group Z3041.